Welcome back to the casting couch. This week, two white boys get railed by a big, hairy Mexican man. So what's up, Jay? How you been?
Why you stuck there, step bro?
What are you doing, step bro?
Step bro, I'm stuck.
What if mom and dad catches us?
That's uncomfortable. That's really uncomfortable.
This may surprise you, but I'm not a real taxi.
Heard you want some sausage with your pizza?
Yo, that's a classic. Where he pipes her through the pizza. Oh, that's a fucking classic, bro. I ordered sausage on this pizza.
So I got my car got hit the other day in the parking lot.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I saw your car. You pulled up. You
saw
speeding.
it?
You're speeding like a demon. First of all, okay. There's kids on this neighborhood, and there's also dogs that tend to roam. So just be careful. First and foremost. But second, yeah, I did see that something happened to the back of your car. Yeah, and your bumper on the
back bumper.
left side. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right side. Sorry, right side.
Right side?
Yeah, right side.
Yeah, right side.
Yeah, what happened?
I was, minding my business at Best Buy.
Yeah.
And,
Mm-hmm.
they go and call us like, hey, whoever drives a silver Sentra, please come up to the front.
If you have a silver Sentra in the parking lot,
you might want to call your insurance because you fucked.
you're ugly as fuck.
I can't even talk.
Your baby mama beat your car. She wrote cheater on the side.
Jesus Christ.
Alright, go ahead, sorry.
So
Yeah.
I walk up. I'm like, yeah.
You're a virgin ass looking ass dude.
Here,
My bad. Go ahead.
Here you go.
The girl that drives the Sentra, please pull up to the front. Your car's been hit.
Okay.
So I'm walking to the front, and then I'm over here nervous stuttering because I'm waiting for me to be interrupted.
Like right now?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I'm walking up, right, and I'm like, oh man, what happened? And then the lady's like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, I don't even know you. Why are you sorry? She's like, I
Ran over your parents.
Yeah. I hit your car. I'm like, oh no, it's fine. It happens. How bad is it? And she's like, you may want to go outside and look at it. I'm like, okay, that's never good.
Yeah.
Walk outside. It's like I was driving that thing. She's driving a shuttle, like a bus shuttle.
Right.
And then instead of going through like the normal, like let's say this is like the normal like in between lanes for the parking.
Yeah.
She goes through the parking itself, like the actual parking spots.
Oh, so instead of driving through the parking lanes, she drove through the parking spots.
Yeah, and so there was a car in one spot, empty spot, my car. She drives in between both of them.
Mm-hmm.
And just when she's trying to angle herself to get to the parking spot, because the parking spot across was one over, she kind of starts turning, and just the back bumper of the shuttle just catches the back of my car.
Damn.
And like I looked at the video, and like you can see my car shake, and then her stop, and then like she just kept driving and parked, and then she came in and like she Uber apologized. So I felt bad for her, because she goes up to me, it's like, I'm driving these kids from Illinois just because they need college event, and they needed a driver, and nobody wanted to do it, so I took the job. But I drive a Prius at home, so I don't even know how to drive this thing. I'm like, well, who allowed you?
Bro, you let her scam you like that?
Well, no, she gave me her insurance information and all that stuff. Like, no, I didn't leave her. I let her go. I'm still gonna get my car fixed for free. Like, I'm not gonna pay for it. But yeah,
I was about to say, bro, you let her scam you. She said it with the old school Illinois. For all you know, bro, she could have just stole that bitch, and she was
full of students inside.
You never know, bro. They could have been kidnapped, but they're now, so don't give a fuck.
Yeah. So that was fun.
Yeah. Damn. So what happened? She gave you her insurance?
Yeah, and her number and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah.
Is that her number?
Like I was like,
bro.
it happens. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, hey, like, it happens.
Damn.
You make mistakes, but that's what you got insurance for, so I don't have to pay for it. So
Gotcha.
Whatever.
So when you came up and you were like, what's the problem? And she's like, I'm just waiting for the little girl that drives the Sentra to come up. What'd you say?
I'm like, I'm the little girl.
I heard you're looking for me.
That's me.
Oh, man. Dude, that sucks. So what do you have to do now?
So I called the insurance company today, and this is
Right.
gonna be a mission to get my car fixed now.
Okay.
Because the insurance company is not from Florida, it's from Illinois,
Right.
and it's one of those like small company like
Right,
insurance.
right.
It's not like Geico or something like that.
Yeah.
So I called them up and it's like, hey, like I had this incident. I'm the claimant. I'm just trying to make a claim. She's like, were you the one driving or what? She's like, no, well, I'm the claimant, so I'm not driving. Like it was in a parking spot. And she was like, oh, okay, well, we don't do anything over the phone. You need to fax it over. I'm like, okay, cool. What do I need? You need the police report. And I'm like, oh, well, that's interesting. The state of Florida doesn't do police reports for parking lot hits. So
Really?
what do I do now? She's like, well, let me get you over to the claim service and see what they can do.
Okay. Did you
And
get the video from Best Buy?
I have the video as well.
Okay.
And then I get over claim service. They don't pick up the phone. I leave a voicemail. I'm like, hey, this happened. Please give me a call back. I'm at my number. So I got to call back.
Oh,
How long ago was that?
That was gonna take
Today.
a minute, boy.
Yeah, that is gonna be a minute, bro. That's crazy.
So
Boy, you better fix it yourself, boy.
nah, that's gonna be expensive.
How
to
much?
fix.
How much is it?
I
What are
don't
you looking
know.
at?
I just know it's gonna be expensive.
You haven't gotten a quote?
No, because they're like the paint literally like it hit the metal part of it and it dents it and scratched in.
Oh.
So
wow.
like that's not
Yeah.
gonna, that's not like a simple like pop out and repaint. Like that's gonna be a whole project.
Yeah. Damn, bro, that
Damn,
sucks.
bro.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
remember someone had some incident report from somewhere in Michigan, and that shit took like I think almost a month before
Yeah.
they got contact or some shit like that.
Yeah, like I don't
That's
mind
crazy.
I can't
waiting.
remember who it was.
I hope they call me back.
It's
Right.
a Sentra. Who cares, bro?
Me when I want to trade it in.
dude, they're gonna give you like a
True.
box of gum for it, and
Facts.
even then they'll say you gotta give us half of that because that's a lot.
Yeah.
How much you still owe on your Sentra?
Less than 18 already.
How long have you had it for?
2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
You've only had it for 2 years. Oh yeah,
2-3 years.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's not bad,
No,
bro.
the 4 years.
No.
You got in 2016, didn't you?
17. It was the car is the year I bought it. 17.
Oh. Okay.
Oh,
so
it
it's
was
3
like-
years.
it was
damn,
like-
and you
and
still
it-
owe 18? How much did you pay for
Remember, I
it?
had the $7,000 that were about
Oh
the SUV?
yeah.
For the soccer
Wait,
mom car.
wait. Oh yeah, you were $7,000 under on your soccer mom car.
Because it was either that or pay more than $7,000 to fix it. So
Right.
like, I'll just take the hit.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So
Yeah. Damn. So
It's gonna
you
be, like-
you had a $2,500 car loan
Mhm.
on a Nissan Sentra.
Didn't you trade in your RX-8?
No, the RX-8's still at my dad's house.
Oh,
It's
is
just
it really?
chilling. Yeah,
Oh.
just chilling there.
And Zeke has the Altima, right?
Yeah, he's got the Altima. Car's shit. He fucked it up. He doesn't clean it, wash it, or anything.
Dark Side, it has been chilling for the past 6 years, bro.
Oh, the RX-8. Yeah, it's been chilling.
What
bro.
are you gonna do with it?
I don't know. It's whatever my dad wants to do with it. I'm done with it. I was like, I don't give a fuck.
So you just give it to your dad?
Yeah, I'll take the L on it. It's whatever, you know.
Nah.
Moment of silence for the Arc Side.
It was always silent, never turned on. So.
Oh, damn.
Damn, bro. That was a good one. That was
Damn,
funny.
That was good.
Usually not funny, but
I'm
that was
not.
funny.
I'm very proud of that one. Like I'm gonna tell my friends about this shit. So
Damn. That
Oh,
was
wait.
good.
they're both here right now. So.
That was really
No,
good.
bitch, fuck you. We're not friends. Suck a dick, bro. Suck a fat dick. We are not friends. This guy, he like posts an Instagram post. He's like, shout out all
I
my
peeped
friends.
I peeped that.
Yeah, he's like, look at all my friends.
We haven't taken a picture in February.
It doesn't matter. You
That was
still
the whole
you
point.
He didn't take one with Alejandra,
But we
he
hanged out in
tagged her.
February.
Oh, and we didn't hang out in February. We hung
We
out
did
like
a podcast.
What do you call this?
A
What-
job.
Oh, this is a job. Let me see your
Without
W2,
pay.
bro.
A job without pay.
I'm saying, bro. This is you're volunteering.
So do you get the volunteer work's not a job?
No, it's
No?
not, bro. It's volunteer work. It was still hanging out, bro.
Bro,
You
I'm
hang out
still
with
waiting-
boys.
it's
I'm
charity
still
work.
waiting for my first paycheck.
You shoot the shit.
This is charity work.
Listen, bro. I'm so backed on paychecks right now. I still owe Jay like $8 from last season.
How much? $8?
Yeah,
It's
$8.
child labor.
Yeah, he got paid $1 for every hour that we did it. Oh wait, no, I
No,
can't.
you can't do that. We
What?
did like 3 hours each
Oh
podcast.
yeah, bro.
Like
No,
idiots.
yeah,
Let's make a new podcast. Oh, let's make it
6
an
hours.
hour and a half or to 2
The whole
hours
shift.
every fucking episode.
for real, right, bro. These like 45, 50-minute chunks have been so much better, bro.
Yeah, bro. I was telling Marcos in the car. I was like, I listened to the 45-minute one. And I was like,
that's
damn,
such a
that's
good
so
length.
much better.
Yeah, it's such a good length.
It's such
yeah.
a good link.
Doing it
It's
so
fresh,
in
bro.
The,
The whole time was fresh. I
You
mean,
know-
dude, that morning podcast was kind of good. I'm not gonna lie.
it was.
I
Yeah.
was so sleepy that morning. Oof,
I didn't realize until the end that I was like, damn, I actually was falling
oof,
asleep.
large size.
Oh yeah.
Like when you were like, Marcos is it's asleep over. I'm like, no, I'm not. And then like I listened to it. I'm like, damn, I really was.
Yeah, it wasn't even that early, bro. It was only 9 a.m. Like
I wake
it was
up,
10
I
a.m.
wake up at 10.
No. You
I wake
guys,
at, like,
I wake up
11.
at 10.
jeez,
That's
dude.
early. That's
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I
early
do
for
too.
me.
If I don't,
honestly do
work
too.
that day, I don't wake up past before 10.
Yo, I told Jay, I was like, let me know when you're on 1792. I slept until I got that text message. Then I came in and I just set everything up, bro.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah. Damn.
If I don't open that day, I will be asleep until 10 in the
Yeah.
morning.
Yeah,
Damn.
bro.
Speaking of work, Zeke got a job.
So you got a job.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
That man knows about jobs.
Yeah.
We're gonna DDoS him right
he's
now.
working.
And tell us where he
No,
works?
he's working at my store.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For those that don't know, we work at Target.
Yeah, we work at Five Below.
You work at Five Below. I work at
Making
Starbucks.
less than $5 an hour.
For
They,
real.
they literally
Everything's Five
everything's
Below.
Five Below.
Yeah.
Wait.
Not me. I work at Brazzers.
Wait, why over here though? It's so far.
That is fun.
Because that's the only place to get him a job. Because he doesn't have any job experience. He has never worked.
Can get one in Davenport?
Probably not.
Same, that's
I
just a
think you
shithole.
need- I'm pretty sure you need job experience, but
In Davenport?
Well, Davenport's so depressing, bro. Like
shit is
the
depressing.
my store at Davenport is depressing as fuck, bro.
He would kill it though.
Nah, he'd kill himself. Dude. Like,
I was gonna say.
no, that store.
Hey,
you
where's
can't-
Zeke? He's in the
Well-
bathroom. Find him.
Oh man, no, dude, that store is really sad.
Shout out to
bro.
Hannah Baker.
Hannah Baker. We're gonna be on Zeke's tapes.
Would I be on your team?
Would you be on my tape?
Yeah.
No,
I will
no,
be
bro.
on his
There's nothing you could ever say to insult me.
I will
I'm
be on his
good.
tape after my latest Instagram post.
No, fuck you. We're not friends, bitch.
Yeah, you're in his tape for sure. I know who's on Marco's tape.
Stop.
All his Eskimo bros.
Oh, damn. All his Best Buy.
Stop.
You remember when Marcos used
My
to work at
parents
Best
listen
Buy?
to this.
No, they don't. The fuck?
You give my parents the link. So I'm like, here you go.
Oh, shit.
Oh man. Jeez.
Can you
that's
imagine
crazy.
if I walk in one day to your house and your dad just listens to a fucking podcast?
On the
Bro,
soundbar.
I'd fucking
I'm
lose
saying.
it, bro. I'd
I
be
would
like,
too, bro.
fuck, this man knows I'm a bad influence.
He logs into a park where Jay's like, fuck J. Cole. or no, fuck Logic. Not J. Cole, Logic.
Yeah, Jay would
man.
never say that.
No, I would never.
Never
J.
say,
Cole.
oh, J. Cole. Yeah,
I ain't
know
gonna
his
lie.
song.
I every like J. Cole album, I can always hear, no matter how long it's been. But KOD, I can't listen to KOD no more.
That one and For Your Eyes Only, I was like,
For Your Eyes Only is good, bro.
I don't know, bro.
The storytelling is so good.
Illuminati was good. 2014 Forest Hill
Yeah, but that was
Drive
more
was
rapping.
good. Sidelines was
Well, no,
good.
they were also good storylines.
Those were all good
for
albums,
2014.
bro. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't like For Your Eyes Only or KOD.
KOD, I'm just like,
I'm like, all right, bro, get some features. You're good.
true. You proved the point.
Yeah, you proved the point.
Nah, I'm waiting for that Kendrick album this year. That's what I want.
I thought he quit rapping.
No.
I thought he wasn't even like making music anymore.
I mean, he made the Black Panther thing.
That was like a long time ago, wasn't it?
That
It's
was
been like 3 years now.
Yeah, it was been like 2 or
Black
3
Panther?
years. Yeah,
Two
that
years.
came out
That's 2 years.
2017.
No, it was 2018.
Oh,
Was
was
it?
it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought it
yeah.
was 17.
No, it was 18.
Marcos fact checked that. Did you hear that coronavirus is now in Florida?
Two of
I-
them in Tampa.
Two of them in Tampa, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I go to school in Tampa. That's
You
fucked
do
up.
go to school in Tampa. You know, at USF, they're going to pass everything over there.
Probably. Heck
Just
yeah,
like
bro.
how they pass their HIVs and shit.
It's gonna get passed on harder than Jay's diet.
Oh. You get passed more than the arc say between Cesar and his dad.
Between me and the mechanic. Two big brown men fuck up a small little Japanese.
Yo, stupid.
On all fours.
On all
fours.
Man. That was
Remember
dumb.
the time they peed your car?
I don't want to talk about that.
Oh, let's hear the story.
No,
bro.
this is nah. We're good. Moving forward. No, for real, but what is
that's the number one way to trigger Cesar.
She's gonna be on the tapes.
What's the so what was it? What year?
I just said January January something 2018.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't hear you say that. But yeah, so the coronavirus, dude, it's in Florida, bro. That's crazy. Did you hear that also there's like a survey done and it's like 18% of people aren't buying Corona because of the coronavirus?
Yeah, but supposedly that survey
was only taken by like 5 people.
Was misinterpreted because I think like out of that percentage, a good chunk of percentage said that they didn't buy it because it was trash.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Something like that.
So they kind of like lumped in the results.
Yeah, like I kind of read it. It was just like kind of like a mixed number just thrown out there than what the actual number was.
Gotcha.
It was higher than what it was supposed to be.
Yeah, I was trying to find the article because people kept mentioning it and it was on Twitter and I was trying to look for it and I'm just
But you're
like,
still dumb even if you said that you're gonna stop buying the coronavirus just because it's just named Corona or some shit. Or you thought it came from it.
You're gonna stop buying the coronavirus because Corona.
The Corona. Sorry, the Corona because of the coronavirus.
Damn, that sucks, dude. That's crazy. But man, that's horrible, bro. People just misinterpreting results and shit. I don't understand why they do that.
That's just like I don't know. I'm not really too worried about it, to be honest. No.
Yeah, me either. But at the same time, bro, like spreading fast. What's the mortality rate on it?
2%.
2%. What's the infection rate?
I mean, the infection rate is high. Like, obviously, it's really high.
Yeah.
But the death rate is not that high.
No.
And then they were saying there was I think the LA Times.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was LA Times. Yeah. They were saying that what was they saying? They were saying that honestly it might even be lower than 2% because there's so many people that have mild symptoms that they don't even know
that they have the coronavirus.
Yeah, and there's probably a lot of people that don't,
Right.
So it's like it's probably even lower than that.
Right.
Because it's not as deadly as the SARS or MERS. There's been more deaths because it's infected a lot more people.
Right.
Than the SARS and MERS, but the rate of like the deadly rate is so much lower. Because I think the SARS was like teens. It was like 12, 13, 14, something like that. And then the MERS was like the higher one. It was like almost 20 or something like that.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, but coronavirus ain't like that deadly. It's just like you said, it spreads fast, like a lot faster.
Yeah.
So.
You know what's crazy, bro? Like
just wash your hands, man. 20 seconds.
Yeah, that's it. ABC. No, what's crazy is do you remember that game Plague Inc?
Yeah.
Yeah. I read an article that's saying that the game like had a massive resurgence of like downloads and it was like on a ton of phones and like it had one of like its most successful like just kind of like from a game standpoint like one of its most successful like points in its whole download career when people first started finding out about the coronavirus in Wuhan. And
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah. Whenever literally all the leadership is playing it now.
Why?
Nah, because you know how they get when like one person thinks it's cool, all
of them start playing that shit. Yeah.
Wow.
It's so weird.
That's dumb. Like it was just a game. Like it doesn't have anything to do with anything.
Yeah, but they think it's cool.
I guess.
But no, I used to love that game when it came out. Like when I first got it.
It was really fun.
But did you see that they removed it from the Chinese markets?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I believe it.
They removed the game from the Chinese markets.
I believe it. The other thing that's crazy about all this coronavirus stuff is like the conspiracy theories that come out of it. Like how people are like, oh, like the mortality rate is so low. Like, what is the government hiding from us? What are they doing in the background that they got us so focused on this coronavirus thing? You know?
Oh yeah, I seen a tweet like that the other day.
Yeah, like there's always people who are like, there's an ulterior motive for anything that happens massive. So I was listening to the Joe Rogan podcast, right? Shout out Joe Rogan. Have us on your podcast, bro. Please. No,
That'd be lit.
that's such a reach.
Hey Joe, there's some people that said they want to be in your podcast. Fuck them.
For real, right?
This next podcast, when it releases, it has to be like at him.
Yeah, for real. No, but he had like Alex Jones on, and Alex Jones like, you know, like whatever, the interview was like not bad, it was like whatever, but then like after post interview, like in a couple weeks later, like Joe Rogan was talking about how like Alex Jones was like a Sandy Hook denier, you know. He's saying that like there was something else going on during that time, and that like the government like staged Sandy Hook and stuff and hired a bunch of like catastrophe actors or something like that. Yeah. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, why do people think like this? You know, it's like, that's crazy. Like the fact that it's like, you know, you research into Sandy Hook and the biggest things that come up about it are like conspiracies and stuff, you know. Could you imagine being that mom that like lost her child, her small little like 5 or 6 year old child, and people are out there saying that the shit didn't happen and that it wasn't real? Like, that's insane, man. I can't believe like during crises like these, like people are always like, what's your government up to? Like, what are the, like, oh, it's the government doing this shit, you know? It's like, if it is, like, all right, like we're fucked anyways, like what we do about it? You know?
It's bigger than that.
Exactly.
Like so much bigger than that.
Exactly. It's like, it's insane, bro. It's like the flat earthers, right? Like, what is there to gain from the earth being flat? Like, usually, like when conspiracy theories like try to sell you on something, it's because someone's gaining from it monetarily, right?
Of course, because think about it, they run a cult.
Exactly.
They run conventions, and you have to get into those conventions.
Right.
Somebody's making profit off of it.
Right. Someone is, but not like the government. And it's like a lot of people are saying like, oh, it's a government conspiracy. What money is the government making that whether the world is flat or whether the world is round? You know, like what? Like I don't understand.
Control.
Yeah. And how?
I don't know. That's just what I know from what I read from them. I'm not saying that's what it is.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
But this coronavirus is affecting everything, bro.
Yeah.
Like everything from stock to
but I was reading
travel to
the
shipments
too as well.
Oh shit.
Manufacturing, like everything, bro.
I was reading that in Africa they have a very, very low infection rate. Like almost nobody's infected with the coronavirus in Africa.
Okay.
And like a lot of people are like studying like what like
same thing in South America.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're like,
oh,
why?
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're like, what's going on in Africa and in South America? Like, why is this so slow?
No one goes there.
Well, that's not true. Brazil is massive, bro. Transportation.
I'm in Africa,
and it's the carnival right now too.
Yeah, it's carnival in Brazil right now.
So,
that's true.
But then, like on Twitter, people are like, "Oh, like that's just there's the government again trying to like infect the poor in Africa and stuff like that." I'm like, that's not the. They're curious. They're like, what are they doing right?
Right.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, how do you turn this into?
They wash their hands for 20 seconds.
Yeah.
No, they don't. Oh yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Whatever the case may be, they're curious as to what it is.
I know, I'm kidding. What's the point?
No, that's crazy, man. Because Brazil's such a massive hub. Like you'd be right. You know, maybe it's like some like dark skin gene, bro, where it's only like really light skinned people that get it. I'd be safe. So
you're not that dark,
but you guys would not.
You're not that dark.
I could pass for other shades of other Hispanics.
No,
I could.
No. You ain't that dark, bro. You ain't that dark.
Darker than both of y'all, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, anyone's darker than me, to be honest.
I think Charity is.
Exactly.
Darker than you.
And that's what I'm saying. Anyone's darker than me.
Oh man. No, maybe. I don't know. That's interesting, man. I don't know. That's crazy how it hasn't gone to. I haven't heard of anything for it spreading past the border. I haven't heard any cases in Mexico, or really South America either. You know.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, from one thing that I was reading, so the coronavirus doesn't really do well in the heat.
Okay.
So that I can see that.
Yeah.
Well, that's viruses in general.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Mm.
Well, no, sorry, in the cold. Wait, no, that wouldn't make sense.
No,
No, it wouldn't make sense. I'm
Most
pretty sure
viruses
that's
in the
what-
heat don't do good.
Yeah, most viruses like
think
that's
it
why
was
your body gets a fever is because it's trying to burn like the virus. You know, but while he looks that up, yeah, USF sent an email saying that like there's like cases in Tampa and stuff, and that like if you've traveled outside of the U.S. to quarantine yourself in your home for 14 days and
For
don't show
real?
up.
Wait,
Yeah.
how does that work with school? Do you like?
I don't know. I guess you like contact your professors and tell them that you were outside the country or
Hey,
whatever.
yo, professor, I got coronavirus.
If they're
I
saying
ain't gonna be in class.
they're saying like
It's heat.
quarantine yourself.
Huh?
It is heat.
Yeah, I told you.
No, no. The heat, it doesn't strive in heat.
Yeah,
It strives in the cold.
That's what we just
yeah,
said.
that's what we
No,
just
you
said.
said it doesn't.
No, I said it doesn't do well in heat.
Yeah,
Most
that's-
viruses don't do well in heat.
That
I
is
thought
what he
viruses
said.
did well in heat.
No.
That's why hospitals are
No.
cold.
No, that's why the
No.
flu in like the early 19 somethings, like it died in the
Hospitals-
in the summer, and then in the winter when it came back, that shit killed like a bunch of people.
Yeah,
It came back stronger than what it
hospitals
was.
are cold because germs don't do well in the cold. Germs like they.
I thought it was the same thing.
It's
different
germs are like
viruses.
molecules. They can't move as much in the cold.
Bacteria doesn't do well.
Bacteria doesn't do well in the cold. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's why your body gets a fever when you have like the flu or something, or the cold, because your body's trying to burn that virus out.
Yeah,
you know?
that makes sense.
But
Yeah.
I mean, you got to be careful on that one too, though, because I also read that. I mean, obviously, this is the first time we get this strand, so we don't know how true that is.
Yeah.
Even though it applies to a good amount of viruses,
Yeah.
we still don't know if that.
But they're
will
saying
actually
that there
happen.
might be, it might just, we wouldn't even see it past summer in the United States at least.
Damn.
Because of, like, just it dying out from the heat. But they don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know.
I don't think they would know, but
Yeah.
I mean, they still haven't like found a cure for it, right?
No.
We're
But there's
working on it.
36,000 people cured.
Oh, okay.
But even if it dies from the heat, let's say for the summer, like I said, we're not safe just because of that.
Yeah, because then the winter comes right after. And then
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
said, that flu. I think it was like the 50s or 40s, some shit like that. That flu came back strong in
Right.
the
Yeah.
winter, and it killed a lot more people than it did in the earlier part of the year.
Yeah, just especially during those cold snaps. Yeah. It's
But
been
I
so
don't know.
nice in Florida recently, bro.
Yo,
Yeah, it's
facts.
sad
Today
that-
was nice.
Yeah.
today was nice.
Yo,
Yesterday was really nice.
The store was so hot today. Like, bro, I was sweating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I was
crazy.
getting mad.
AC broke.
No, they see didn't break. It just didn't turn it on. That shit was
What?
annoying.
That sucks, dude. Well, isn't it controlled by like corporate?
So,
Isn't
yeah.
it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think they just had it too high. I think there was maybe it was gonna be cold or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
They
had
do
too
it based
high.
on like weather projections
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, that's crazy. No, I don't know.
You know what day it is?
Tuesday.
You know what kind of Tuesday?
Tuesday the 3rd.
Super Tuesday.
I don't know what Super Tuesday is.
You know what Super Tuesday is?
No, no,
It's
no.
the biggest day in the primaries.
What?
That's the
The election?
The most amount of states report today.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like this is where they like decide who's gonna run for
there's still,
president.
there's still more.
Oh,
But
okay.
usually there's only like 3 or 4 primaries. Jason, stop.
I'm sorry.
I was expecting the last one.
So okay, so there's on the Democratic side, I don't know
Yeah.
any Republicans running. On the Democratic side,
None of them run.
yeah, I know, right? There's Warren.
It's a bit Warren, Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden,
Those are the main right now because
and
everyone
Mike
else dropped.
Bloomberg,
And Bloomberg.
and Bloomberg, right?
which is fucking annoying on YouTube.
Who? Mike Bloomberg?
Yeah, bro.
Why?
Every ad.
Oh, that's why I have
Mike
YouTube
Bloomberg.
Red, bro.
Here we go. Every time I mention YouTube.
This is a YouTube
Red, bro.
This is
This is a
why I-
YouTube
This is
Red,
why I
bro.
spend $8 a month.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
I go ad free. Check out Los Compadres podcast on YouTube. You can
With
listen to it
ads.
ad free.
With ads.
Don't use ad block, please.
Please use the ads, please.
Click on everything. I need to pay Jay's $8.
Yeah, you imagine?
There are Republican candidates, though. There's Bill Weld, Joe Walsh, and Rock de la Fuente.
Oh, damn. We got a
damn.
Spanish
Donald
guy?
Trump has 439 delegates. Bill Weld has 1 delegate, and nobody else has any delegates. So I think it's kind of safe to say who's going to win.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
For that.
I think he's gonna get reelected again. It's really hard to like midterm for it to
It's
swing
happened.
the other way. It has happened. It
It
has.
would be the first time.
It would not be the first time, but I think he's got second term.
And I mean,
in
and
the bag.
considering the fact that he technically lost the election against Hillary by
Yeah.
popular vote,
Yeah,
I could see that.
but
turning.
here's the thing, right? Here's okay.
Wait, before you continue with your point, I have a question for you.
What's up?
Not you. Marcos.
Oh.
Hold on.
And don't look at me then and tell me that you have a question for me.
Sorry.
He's
I was just trying to tell you that I was trying to interrupt you.
He's staring me into the windows of my soul saying, I have a question for you.
Hold on,
and
hold
I
on.
was like,
Look at me again. What you doing, Star, bro? No.
Is that the question?
Yeah.
doing step, bro. Help,
No.
step, bro. I'm stuck.
No, but okay. So Bush's first term was not the best, right?
Nope.
Which Bush?
Well, yeah. Are you talking about
Junior or whatever.
Because neither of them
son.
wasn't really the strongest.
Yeah,
first.
but the son.
Okay.
Okay.
He was
HW.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His term wasn't the best, right? The first term.
Uh-huh.
Do you think his first term was worse than this term?
Well, you got to remember, like, the only reason Bush got reelected was because during his first term, 9/11 happened.
That's one thing.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
So
one.
one. Yeah.
Oh, it was a one,
yeah. So 9/11
The
happened.
only reason I ask is because you study this shit. Man.
Yeah.
That's a tricky question. Honestly, because there's two different economic states at those points, and policies were different, and a lot of views were different back then. I don't think that publicly, Donald Trump's is the worst first term, and this is why, because we have a lot more public outing towards everything that happens. People complaining, people online.
That's true.
Compared to back when, we didn't really know how the population felt other than polls, and not everybody voted on those polls.
Mm-hmm.
So there
And
wasn't a
the
good
polls
consensus.
The polls were also very select. Like,
Yeah.
they would poll like
Like, they would go to,
1,000
like, yeah.
people in like Manhattan or something.
And they would
you know?
they would go to like Alabama in the middle of nowhere and poll
Yeah.
those people. And like, of course, they're gonna be more one way because it's almost the same amount of the same views on everybody.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So realistically, I don't think I can answer either or, but I think that at least from what we know, I think Donald Trump's is the worst one just because we can hear more about it.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean,
So,
we're
true.
like in the massive like information age as
Yeah.
well, and the thing is, like, everybody now has a voice. Like, your
Yeah.
voice might get lost amongst the millions and millions of other voices, but you have a voice. You can be heard. There's no easier way than to like tweet something that can be seen by like a million people.
Yeah, and you
Yeah,
can
that's
you can tweet the keyword in a tweet, and you can see people that have 0 likes and retweets, but you can read their opinions and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, no,
So it's really easy to hear more complaints about Donald Trump than
Mhm.
we did about Bush, and even so, Bush had a different problem on his plate than we do today.
Yeah, that's
so,
true.
because back then it wasn't about immigration, it wasn't about anything like that. It wasn't anything racially sensitive. It was about war.
Yeah.
So it did two different terms, and it's kind of hard to determine which one. But I kind of, I don't know. I'm gonna say Trump's. It's the worst one out of the two.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. You know, he has the lowest like voter approval, but at the same time, like, he's got the most hardcore supporters as well. Like, I don't know what happened, but like leading up to the 2016 election, like after Obama, like it became a really, really, really divided like nation.
Yeah.
Between the liberals and the Republicans, where it's like, if you're a Republican these days, it's like you might as well be like, I don't know, it's kind of like committing blasphemy, you know?
Almost, yeah.
It's insane, and it's like it shouldn't be that way.
Yep.
You know, like both sides are screaming and no one's listening.
What happened is that Trump radicalized the Republicans by speaking what they felt and not what they not what they were saying.
Well, yes, and then also, like, the libertarians also radicalized themselves
Because of that.
Not
And
necessarily.
I think so. I think it was not directly, but I think it became more prominent when Trump became a candidate.
The liberals kind of made themselves like victims.
They
in
did.
a sense. They
because they felt that was the only way.
And that's not what you do. You
No,
know,
that's
you
not.
don't show up to a rally like a peaceful protest or something, and it's like you make it into this big massive thing.
Yeah.
You don't cry. You don't yell. Like, you march for what you want to march.
Mm-hmm.
And then when someone doesn't hear what, like, someone opposes your opinion, you don't cry
Mhm.
about it. You
No, I
try to
agree.
argue back with facts. And that's why I'm finding it really, really hard to relate with other liberals.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm not relating with Republicans either. But
you
I
find
think
it harder.
I'm finding it harder and harder
Yeah.
to relate with liberals, because I think
I
a
agree.
lot of them who are liberals are like who say like, oh, I'm a liberal, like they're kind of like extremist, you know. And it's like they're the also the type that are yelling and not listening.
Yep.
Now don't get me wrong, there's a lot of liberals who don't do that, you know, and there's a lot of them that will have a discussion with you and a conversation with you, and those are the ones that you learn from the most. But there's a lot of them that are like, you question their opinion, and then they start yelling, they start berating you. Yep. You know, they think that you are like targeting them in some way.
Yeah.
You know?
No, and I agree with you. I just think that the way that became worse was Trump running for president.
Yeah.
Because he gave them a reason to complain.
Mm-hmm.
And then they did.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gave the Republicans a voice that they weren't speaking. So it's kind of like he put both sides against each other in a very radical and fast way.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I believe it. I agree. You know, I agree with that. I'm not saying like all liberals are bad and all Republicans are bad.
Of course not.
Like also like there's a lot of Republicans that I know who are like, yeah, I'm not a Republican anymore and I'm not a liberal. And it's like I don't find myself like saying I'm a Republican anymore because of the things that he said and the things that he done. It's like he made me leave the party, and it's like now I'm no party.
Yep.
You know, and then a lot of people are also like leaving the liberal side because they're like, I don't want to vote for any of these candidates.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people don't like what Warren is doing as far as like her prison reform. A lot of people don't like the socialism that Bernie Sanders is trying to bring. A lot of people don't know what Mike Bloomberg is about. You know, so it's like it's a toss up. A lot of people don't like all the things that Joe Biden is also trying to bring to the table.
Bloomberg,
it's not even what Biden wants to bring to the table; it's what Biden has done in the past.
I mean, yeah,
most of Biden's complaints.
The thing is that Biden's whole campaign is I was vice president.
Yeah,
that's it. It's literally like he has things that he says, but like that's kind of like the generic stuff that every candidate says.
But the thing is, it's like also when you look at it, it's like Biden was vice president to, I would say, the most successful president of the United States.
I can agree.
Besides, like maybe Richard Nixon.
I can agree.
Because like Barack Obama like helped turn the economy around, gave a lot of chance to a lot of immigrants, helped bring the dollar back, you know, to a high standard, like a good quality amount. And a lot of people are saying like, oh, well, that was trending upwards anyways. But he took office right as soon as the stock market crashed and the housing market crashed.
It was middle recession.
Yeah.
And
so
brought it out of it.
But at the end of his term, he left everything so good as far as like jobs and shit like that.
A lot of people were complaining about like Obamacare, but it's like
I think that's the only
how can you really complain about Obamacare if it's trying to give you a chance to get health care, and if you make too much, you know, you don't qualify for it, it's too expensive, you get an exemption where you don't have to pay taxes on it. But it's like it's at least giving you a chance to get some kind of health care.
Yep.
Because, you know, just like everybody else, it's like he was seeing that people were like going into debt because of this, losing their houses because of this, like losing their livelihood because of all this debt that comes from going to one hospital visit, you know? And the crazy thing about it, it's like when you look at healthcare, like it's such a basic need. Like, yeah, everybody needs it. And a lot of like Republicans don't understand, not even Republicans. It's not Republicans. It's people who are against not socialized healthcare, but universal healthcare. Yeah. Is that you don't lose your doctor. Like, yeah, we'll have universal, like everyone will have healthcare. And if you can't afford to pay a doctor, it's going to take you maybe 6 months to see a doctor. But at least it's not going to like put you in a crippling debt. Yeah. You know? You'll still be able to pay to keep your private doctor, you know?
Facts.
So you'll see your doctor whenever you want to see him if you want to pay to see him. But if you can't afford to pay him and you can, you know, live to wait the line or whatever it is, and it may take you the 6 months or whatnot, you'll be good.
Yeah, and you know? The biggest thing with that is that you can still see your personal doctor at a timely manner if you pay. Yeah. Which is what you're doing now. Right. But if you end up in the hospital,
right, and that's
won't cost you
exactly.
It won't kill you.
Exactly.
And if let's say you became diabetic, you can buy your medicine. Mm-hmm. You know, because insulin is expensive, and this is what we talked about I think it was either the last one or the one before that.
Mm-hmm. It was the one before that.
The one before that, yeah. The whole thing about people not being able to pay insulin because they have other like kids and stuff like that. So I think that healthcare is going to it's seen wrong because it's universal. And
Right.
Universal,
Right.
a lot of people mean socialist.
Right.
I just
So-
don't get how you can be against universal healthcare, bro. Like,
It
because
kind of it
the
seems
people-
like it's a
the
basic
people-
bro, it's
human
a-
right,
it's
right?
a
The right to
human
survive,
right, bro.
the right
Like,
to live.
What?
The people
I mean, I
that,
get it. No, I
that
do
are
get it.
against it are people that have money, they don't need it.
I know that's what I'm saying. I do get it.
So-
It's just fucking wrong.
No,
That's
it
all I'm
is.
saying.
Yeah.
It's just fucking wrong.
I mean, honestly, like,
I mean, that was one of the main complaints on, well, not the main complaints, but main worries about like some experts in the U.S. with the coronavirus, where it was like a lot of people might get really bad in the U.S. maybe because like maybe a lot of people won't go to the hospital because they don't
It would
have
cost
it, they
them
can't afford it, they
$100,000.
can't afford it, yeah.
exactly. So then that may
Exactly.
make it worse. I mean, that's just a prediction or
Yeah.
like a concern, but
yeah,
we don't know if that's actually gonna be a
Hopefully, we
problem.
don't get to that point where we find out.
But I mean, I can see it. I can see how it can be a problem like that, you know. But
yeah.
I don't know. Just
It's
crazy.
insane. It's like you're denying someone the right to survive,
Yeah.
facts.
the right to like have
Survive
a
or
fair
be
fight
in
to
debt.
live. Exactly.
Yep.
And
Which
it's
one you
like
want?
if they do survive and they're in all this debt, then what's the point?
Facts.
When you're in a mountain of debt, you'll never be able to climb out of.
You're
Like,
just working for the fucking insurance company.
exactly.
And then the thing is that, like with Bernie Sanders, healthcare for all plan, we were just talking about that on the way here that the middle class will go from a 3.5% tax for Medicare they currently have to a 5%, which one it's not that significant. It's still like probably like another $100, so you're probably gonna have to pay extra on if you in the middle class range, 100, 150, but the amount of money you're gonna be saving overall pays that off automatically.
Well, the thing is, it's like, well, yes, it does, but why the middle class? Why not charge
Well,
it to these corporations?
Everybody, like everything's gonna go up, but the middle class is gonna see also like an increase.
But the thing is, it's like,
so it's not just the middle class is gonna see it. Everybody's
Yeah.
gonna see it.
yeah,
But the biggest attack on Bernie Sanders is the middle class is gonna have an increase,
right.
because
And that's because-
they're trying to turn the middle class against Bernie.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But it's like everybody, yeah, like you said, everybody's gonna pay it. But the thing is, it's also like, why aren't all these other companies paying as well?
They
like,
are.
yeah, they'll pay it in their
They
like
will.
payroll, but they are not even paying taxes. You know, like
That's-
think about it.
yeah.
Like, when was the last time Amazon paid taxes? When was the last time Apple
That's
paid
what
taxes?
Bernie's talking about too, though.
Like,
Yeah,
the
he's
thing is,
also talking about like no tax exceptions for those companies.
Yeah.
like there's no reason why they shouldn't be paying taxes just because they wrote a check to charity.
exactly. So
So,
the thing is,
That's such a crazy thing.
it's insane, bro.
That charity loophole is insane.
And it's not even the charity loophole. It's like these companies will stand their ground, and like Apple was going to close its manufacturing plant in Texas
Yeah.
because they were going to have to pay taxes this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah,
And Trump was like, you know what, fine, like don't pay taxes, like keep the factory
keep the
open.
jobs.
Keep the jobs. Like,
Oh, you mean the one that he said he opened? The one that he said that he made? in Texas?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. The one that's
Yeah.
been there for a long time? But he said he made
but
it?
he said yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
okay.
Yeah, the one, yeah. But it's like, it's crazy because these companies will do that too. Like Amazon, when they were opening their like HQ2 or whatever, right? And they were going to all these states, and they were like, the one that gives us the best like tax break, we'll open it there, you know? And it's like, we're gonna bring somewhere like 1,900 to 2,000 jobs to this place, right? And then really what they did is they just shopped around all the offers until they could get New York low enough
Yeah.
to, you know, to be like, all right, like fine, take the tax break, bring the jobs here, type of thing, you know?
Jesus.
But you know that
And then
the
they-
public protested to the
Yeah.
point that they're not opening that
Exactly.
anymore.
So the public was like, nah, fuck that. They have to pay taxes. Like, no. And then now they're not opening their HQ2 in New York anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to God, I don't remember where they are.
I don't know,
Where
but
they're
I know
going to.
they have a really big presence in Chicago
I think that might be where they're going.
because they have those what is it, grocery stores where you
Yeah.
don't, like you just
Yeah.
tap your phone, you get access,
Yeah.
and then you just walk out and you get paid.
Yeah.
Like the RFIDs just go off and you get charged.
Mm-hmm.
That's very prominent in downtown Chicago.
I believe it.
So
Yeah.
we saw more than I expected to see because I expected to see none.
It was
so.
Amazon Fresh or something.
Yeah, something like that. It
Isn't
was-
that greed so fucked up from those big corporations,
Yeah.
bro? Like,
Yeah.
I don't get it, bro. Like, you're making a lot of money already.
Mhm.
Especially, specifically Amazon. Like,
Mhm.
bro, they're making so much money. They've closed so many companies down
Mhm.
already. Like, they're They're the future. They are.
Yeah.
But it's like,
I mean, legit. That's why New York protested them so
It's
hard,
like,
is because they
bro.
didn't want like all the bodegas there to close and shit.
Yeah.
it's
you
like,
know?
dude, like, come on, bro. Like, you can't afford to pay you can afford to pay taxes. You're just being greedy as
Think about it.
fuck.
You and myself, we by ourselves pay more taxes than Jeff Bezos.
I believe it. I absolutely.
Because he
believe it.
paid $0 in
Maybe
taxes
maybe not
last-
Jeff Bezos exactly, but Amazon.
No,
as
no,
a
no.
whole.
Jeff Bezos' last tax season paid $0
Oh,
in
probably.
taxes.
Absolutely, probably.
So we pay more money than Jeff Bezos in taxes.
Yeah,
That's frustrating as hell.
it is.
And that man has 3 houses in New York. 3
Mm-hmm.
in New York.
Mm-hmm.
What do you need 3 houses in New York for?
Oh, he's also like a real estate thing. Like, what part of what Amazon does is I think he sells commercial property or buys commercial property. I think he buys.
Those are commercial property. We're talking
Yeah.
about residency.
No, yeah, I'm talking about like the all the stuff like that he buys, all the commercial property in the residency. It's all like under his name.
Mm.
It's not under Amazon. It's like under his name. You know.
So he has like his own real estate.
Yeah,
agency type of
yeah.
shit.
I think what he does is that he buys the commercial property and then he holds on to it and then he sells it or something like that. I don't remember. I have to look at it, but I know that he purchases property. Like he's big on buying property. You know.
That makes sense.
I don't
Yeah.
know, man. I just feel like the next president needs to, like,
Crash on these guys.
yeah,
Yeah.
man. Like, someone has to stand up for that
Yeah.
to them, bro. Like, that shit's not fair no more, bro.
Mm-mm.
Honestly, and
It's
I
just
think
so
the only
unfair.
president I can see doing that will be Bernie Sanders.
I don't know.
But
I mean,
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that he's gonna win. He's not gonna win. Whatever. I just think that out of all the candidates, the only one that I can see standing up to that because he's doing it already is Bernie Sanders.
right. But is he really still pushing for all that socialism stuff? Like,
Well, the thing is that he
it's not
they
just
keep
healthcare.
calling
Like,
they keep saying that he's a socialist, but he's not.
but I heard that that's what he was saying.
He
Was
he is a
like-
democratic socialist.
He's
What
like
that means is that he believes in universal like rights, healthcare, jobs, like assistance if you can't find a job, like that kind of socialist. Not like the socialists that brought down Russia and the socialists that created Hitler. You know.
No, I'm talking about like the socialism, like in Venezuela and in like.
Well, like not like that kind of
Argentina.
socialist. He's talking about like the socialists that you know like.
Because the thing is, like, I mean, you have to think about it. Like, who's the one funding these government programs? Like, we are. And, you
Yeah.
know, it's like Sweden where 50 or almost 60% of their paycheck goes to the government.
And look how well they're doing.
Well, yeah, because they're a population that's significantly smaller than ours.
But I mean, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like that's what he's going for.
But that wouldn't work. That wouldn't scale up. You couldn't scale that up because basically like the earning potential between all of Americans is so vastly significant.
Well,
Because like you have people who make $20,000 a year, as well as you have people who make $1 billion a year.
yeah.
So
you got to remember that the reason why we wouldn't get to the point that Venezuela's in is because one, Venezuela gave all power to the president.
Mm-hmm.
So there was no proper regulation. There was no proper management. There was no proper, hey, this is not working. We need to
Mhm.
stop. So I'm not opposed for Bernie to come in, try something, and if it doesn't work, we just like, nah, never mind.
Yeah, but the thing is that if it doesn't work, it has a lot of consequences to a lot of people. Like, we're not talking about like it's not working. Like, turn around now. It's like it's not working, and now 10% of the population that had homes before is homeless now. You know, like that's the thing.
I mean, that's
It's
already
like,
happening, though, in major big cities.
right? Well,
where
yeah.
like people are getting turned over and like, hey, this is getting bought out by Tex. Fuck you. And okay, now they're homeless. So that's already happening in big cities. It's not like it's not happening.
right.
I mean, I'm not saying for Bernie whatever, but I'm just saying like, I get it,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, like, a lot of people are getting fucked already.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, minimum wage $8 an hour.
Mhm.
Like, come on, bro. Who the fuck's living $8 an hour now?
no one can, bro.
And I get it, like, you know, you can go to school and this and that, whatever. But just like how, like just how healthcare is a universal right, or I think it should be.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like
Yeah.
trying to live off a nice wage is the same.
Mhm.
Because, like, everything has increased since I remember when I was a kid. But
inflation, yeah.
But the minimum wage for most hasn't. Maybe when my mom was maybe like at my age, she was making like minimum wage back then was maybe like $5-6.
Yeah.
But now it's $8.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's just the inflation is just way too out of control compared to what you're supposed to try to make off of a living.
Yeah.
Like in my opinion. And like I said, those techs, those big companies, like just are fucking everything up, man. Like, and no one's standing up against them. And like I said, when I went to San Francisco, bro, that was the saddest thing I've ever seen, bro. There's people just under the bridges, living in tents, just because the housing has gotten so expensive.
That's called gentrification,
bro. It's just crazy, bro. Like, I don't know. That's just sad as fuck, bro.
That's called gentrification. That happens in massive cities. But the thing about that is, it's like cost of living is cheaper in other places as well. I'm not saying that it's like that they're wrong for like that should happen. You know, like obviously that's fucked up. Like especially if these people like bought their homes and they own their homes and stuff, right? Like I know that there's a lot of people who rent. And because of gentrification, like they're forced to move out. They're forced to leave their homes because rent gets so expensive. You know, like, dude, that's like what's happening in New York right now, where it's like, bro, like the apartments are so goddamn expensive. And right now everything is rent controlled. But there's like a document that's going to expire like about like 10 years, 10, 15 years. And once that expires, like
that's a wrap.
It's a wrap. Yeah, like New York is gonna be just all businessmen. Like people aren't gonna be able to afford to live in New York.
Yeah,
you know that's why you see a lot of people from New York moving down to the South.
Yeah,
you know, but again, like going back,
minimum wage started in 1961 at $1.15 a month. I mean, an hour. Then the next significant change, you see it in, where is it? April 1990. You see it go up to April 1991. You see it go up to $4.25. So like $1, like it's been increased from there, but like that's when it got close to $5. 1996 $4.75. 2007 $5.85, and then 2009. $7.25. That is the last time the minimum wage was changed in the U.S. federally.
Right.
$7.25 11 years ago.
Right.
Who the fuck is surviving off $7?
Yeah, in Florida it's like 8. I
so
mean, the thing about
inflation hasn't changed in 11 years
is insane.
It's insane.
But it has. But the other thing you have to think about jobs that pay minimum wage is that most of them are entry level jobs that don't require any skills. So.
But what about those people that need, like, let's say you just have a kid, and you're in that entry level job, what do you do then?
I mean, you're not wrong. Like, these situations happen, but realistically, like, because the thing is, you have to remember everything is built off of the quote unquote American dream, you know, white picket fence thing, and these things aren't supposed to happen. That's our infrastructure is built for the things that are and aren't. You know, when they are supposed to happen, they work great. You know, go to school, you get an education.
But the American dream is not as strong as it used to be in the 60s, 70s.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, obviously, it needs to change.
Yeah.
But you have to realize, like, that's what things were built on.
Because college in the 1960s, 70s, and 80s wasn't also fucking $15,000 a semester.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, things need to change. Like, student debt is so high and everything. And you have to look at it. It's like, obviously, you know, if minimum wage does increase, it's still going to be called minimum wage. And along with it increasing, so is inflation, you know?
Yeah, that's a bad part where even if they do increase it, the inflation is still going to go fucking up.
So the thing is, it's like...
lose-lose everywhere.
Yeah, it's like there's not really anything you could really kind of change about that. It's a lose-lose situation all the way around.
Yeah.
And it's just, it sucks.
Quick.
What's up?
Since the whole entry level job thing, right?
Yeah.
Let's just go back to that real quick. 2009, Harvard's tuition is $32,000
per semester. Okay.
2019, Harvard's tuition is $46,000.
Yep.
So those people that are going into Harvard and they got in because of merits, not because of money, they can't pay to go to Harvard because they're banking $7.25 an hour.
That's not wrong. You're not wrong.
That's it. Not saying that minimum wage should pay for college, but like if you're gonna keep minimum wage at that point, let's assist those that want to go to college. You
Yeah.
know, like okay, you don't want you don't want to increase 725. Okay, let's get you out of entry level. Let's get you some education. Let's entry level jobs will always be there because there will always be entry level people. There will always
Right.
be 18, 19-year-olds
Yeah.
that need a job. So
Yeah. Well, that's why a lot of businesses took it upon themselves to do tuition reimbursement.
yeah.
They're like, you can't afford to go to school. It's like, it's cool. We'll pay up to a certain amount for you to go.
You know how
type
sad
of
it
thing.
is to go to like a Walmart and see like a 56-year-old person just.
Well, the thing about that is that a lot of those people are retired and they're making bank,
But those
and they're
that
just
aren't.
doing that because they are bored. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, you're not wrong. Like, you're not. I'm saying you're not wrong.
No, I know, but
You're
I'm saying like the idea
Yeah.
that there are some 50-some
Exactly.
year olds that are.
It
like,
is. It's sad. It's very, very sad. And because of unforeseen circumstances of people that can't control, like, you end up in that situation. But like I said, it's like because our infrastructure was built for the American dream,
Mhm.
right? And it's like, if you do things this way, you'll be successful. But a lot of people did things that way and they can't. They're not successful.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
all those people that like to your point, where like they go study the 4 years, they earn debt, and they go try to make their living, and it's like, nah, never mind, senior chief, and now they're stuck with their debt,
Exactly.
and they're gonna work at another job.
Exactly.
I mean, that happened to this guy from Samsung. He went, studied. I mean, and even not just him. There's stories of like that.
No, yeah, there's
Like,
a lot of
I was
people.
looking at Indeed before I went back to the job now, and I was looking at some things, and it said that and there was a job that didn't require a master's degree, and it was paying $15 an hour.
Even the other day, I think we talked about it, where it was like $20 an hour. Like maybe even 10 years ago, $20 an hour was like, okay, bro, I see you, like,
Balling,
you be
yeah.
you're doing your thing, like, it's cool. $20 an hour now is like, okay, I think you're good to survive off of
Comfortable.
that by yourself.
Yeah.
by yourself.
But it's not like how it was back like 10 years
No.
ago.
No,
Yeah.
You
it
know
would
what I'm
never
saying?
be the
Like,
same.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even that, which is not minimum wage, like, just comparing like that, it's just,
Yeah, like you can go to McDonald's back like in the 1960s and get a whole meal for less than $3.
Yeah.
Now
I
one
don't know. Yeah.
one medium sized meal
Yeah.
is $8 to $10.
Yeah. Well, I don't think socialism is the answer.
I don't think so either. I just think that there are things
That should be universal,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
healthcare. Healthcare, I think, is the one that you could say is the most
and it
True.
works. It
and it
works.
does work because we're the only country who doesn't do it, and we've seen success in Canada, in the United Kingdom,
A couple European countries.
a couple European countries as
Like,
well.
it works.
That whole Eurozone, it works. There's
think-
there's not a reason to do it except for greed. Like,
I think-
privatized healthcare
Exactly.
is just all about greed.
Yeah.
I think
Um,
that in schooling is, I think, it works.
Yeah,
Schooling,
I
yeah.
think so.
I
maybe,
think-
maybe not to the full extent of free, but like at least assistance programs were like
I mean, community college?
significantly deducted.
Community college, though?
What do you mean?
Like,
oh no, 'cause,
so-
yeah,
so the
anything,
thing-
anything that's run publicly should be free.
like
So-
community college in like California, I think, or at least in San Francisco. I know there's a couple of them where if like you've been there for resident and you meet the requirements, whatever, it's free,
Yeah.
and it's pretty.
So here's the
Good
thing,
ones.
right? Like, there's also, like, I think, what is it? Not San Diego State. USC is like doing free tuition for kids who have a household income of like under 80 grand or something like that.
hmm
That's fine. Like, the thing about all that is that that's good when you realize that, like, oh shit, like, tuition at those schools probably run you about 50 grand a semester. Now, here in Florida, we actually have the cheapest tuition in and out of state out of every other state in the United States. We're the cheapest by far. I think a semester for in-state at USF with like room, housing, and meals is like 11 grand.
Yeah.
Out of state is about 22, 23.
Mhm.
Usually you double it.
That's so much money.
It is a ton of money, but that's still,
Holy
imagine
shit.
that. Like, I'm saying, like,
Those are
like-
brand new cars.
yeah,
Bro,
Every
that's
semester.
a year's salary for
that's
most people
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Florida.
yeah. But like I'm saying, like, that's the cheapest out of all the 50 states.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's the part that's insane.
That's
that
fucking crazy.
a new car every semester is what you're paying to go
And
to
you don't
school.
even see it.
You don't even see it.
That's crazy.
And
And-
and the thing is, it's like a lot of people, you know, there's people who, yeah, they get a degree in like engineering, they get a degree, like, not to throw shade at anyone, but I mean, it's true. You know, there's a reason it's like, oh, you got an art degree, like, how are you gonna make money?
Yeah.
I mean, those are stereotypes for a reason.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, you got a degree in psychology. Like, well, I mean,
What now?
now, like, that's probably really relevant because there's a lot more people who are seeing therapists. Like,
Yeah.
seeing
Mental
a
health is not widely.
mental health
It's
is
becoming widely accepted.
exactly.
But
So I mean,
But you
that's,
still run the chance of like,
yeah.
not,
but I mean, you run the
amount of
chance
people-
on that on any degree.
The problem is the amount of people. The
Yeah.
amount of people in engineering, nursing, psychology, and stuff like that makes it a low demanding job
Yeah.
because there's so many of them.
So the thing is, if like you're going for any type of like, if it's in the medical field, the engineering, like any of the STEM programs,
Mm-hmm.
like you're gonna make money, you know. But as soon as you get to business, and then anything like that's past business, like in the arts, philosophy, stuff like that, like, you know, like even with a business degree, like, you know, like there's
even business degrees sometimes can be vague.
and the thing, not even that, it's just like a lot of businesses don't even require degrees anymore, you know. There's just like, all right, like,
it's a tough
come
time,
on.
man. It's a
You
tough
can
time.
learn the same thing with us
Yeah,
and in less time because we only want you to learn what we want you to learn.
yeah,
So
It's rough out here in these streets.
it
Yeah,
is,
bro.
bro.
In these streets.
Y'all got anything else to add?
Nah.